yeah, we'll put, oh, basic verb conjugations. Yeah, past tense. Yeah, it's very important. Um, very important. Conjugations, past tense of the verbs. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, past tense of the verb. Yeah, let's start from there. So let me just open my notes. And by the way, I don't want to use purely this as a like a, you know, I'm also writing a book of Ultimate Japanese Bootcamp, but I don't want to like purely use the material that I use on the course to write the book, because if you folks like buy the book while let me just adjust the lighting a little bit. I think my face is a little bit like red. Let me add a little bit color light to it, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna adjust a little bit. I got another light here. Can add a little bit color lighting. Okay. I don't know whether it's good or not. Okay, is it? Okay, let me adjust the setting. I think the seems a little bit with the camera. This is like, oh, I can apply filter. That's brilliant. I can apply filter. You can add like a vintage filter. Oh my gosh, so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, doesn't really matter. I think it's a little bit too much. Switch it up. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Oh, maybe I go outside too much and my skin just go red. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Hello. Hello, friends from Korea, I think. I don't know how to read this. Sorry. Welcome to the stream. I'm still doing preparation, and we're going to get started within like 5 minutes. Okay, let me adjust this tone a little bit. Hello. Why my skin like a red color? Okay, let me. So weird. Why my skin appear red? Is it because of the enhance or some effect that I got on my face? Because I think it's so weird. I enhance smooth. Oh, I smooth my face. I smooth that face. Well, oh, I can like make my face. I can make my face like a smaller. Oh my gosh, so interesting. Oh yeah, I'm going to make this vintage feeling. Yeah, I love this. Let me make this vintage. Okay, so yeah, the previous we talked about the past tense of a verb, right? So basically, like 来ません、来る、来ます、来ました、past tense 来ました、and 来ません and 来ませんでした。Yeah, I think we are just about to ました。Yeah, いいな。Question mark, like かあります。好き嫌い。We did not cover 好き and 嫌い。Yeah, so I think maybe と、で、ここ食べます。Yeah, past tense, present, future. Yeah, we did not cover the future tense. Yeah, let's talk about future tense. Let's start from there. Okay? So, yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to like facing that way, so I can actually start recording. Okay, let me rearrange my clothes a little bit. Okay. Then after this recording sessions, I'm going to talk to you folks, and I'm going to continue to stream. I'm going to tell you folks approximately like a 2-hour session. I can only do that because I got tons of things to do later. But I really love to get connected with people. So yeah, that's something that I'm really passionate about, right? So yeah. And by the way, this bootcamp is like a building public. So what I'm going to do is to like record things and talk to folks and get instant feedback. If you got like suggestions, questions, and all that, I'm going to do the research. I'm going to continue to find the best way to record this and add it to the bootcamp. And that, by the way, that's the reason why if you Google it, like Japanese bootcamp, I'm like ranking the first. This is like the arguably the best bootcamp that I made. Yeah, that's the beauty of building public, that we are building this product together as a team. You and I. Not only you are just a customer, right? You are the student customer. I'm not only just a lecturer. I'm like we are the same team here, and we're building this product together, which is brilliant. And my main job is as a programmer. I work in the investment banking before, and so right now I'm like doing the consulting as well as the programming and teaching as well. So yeah, a little bit jack of all trade sort of thing. Oh, so let's get this party started. All right. Let's get this party started. I'm going to recording, so if you got anything to chat about, you can just join the chat. I'm going to type hello. Okay. If you got anything to say to me, just join the chat. I'm pretty chill guy. Okay. And yeah, let's get started. And by the way, if I'm recording, I can't like look at the chat. I don't want to get distracted. So I record, look at chat, record, look at chat. Okay, so don't worry. I'll definitely look at the chat section after recording. This is basically how every day the streaming goes. So it's my here. This is like a little bit here. So yeah. All right. We talk about a lot of variation of a simple dictionary version of a verb. Just come on, we're talking about verb here. So for example, kuru is like a dictionary original form, ending with lu, which is good, right? Kuru, and then get rid of lu, and a must, and this must always correct, right? So kuru, kimasu, past tense, kimashita. Negative, right? This is affirmative, like kimasu, kuru, kimasu, and then negative, kimasen, right? Kimasen, must, kimasen, right? And then what about negative, but also in the past, kimasen deshita, okay? Kimasen and adding deshita. Quick review, right? So we talk about the past tense, right? Let's still talk about the tense. What about things to happen in the future? You know what? In Japanese, this kind of weird because the present and future, Japanese does not have a separate future tense, right? So you have to sort of based on the context and find your interpretation here. So for example, let me just give you an example. So for example, the non-past form. So it's not in the past. So it's like a deshita, right? Mashita, something like that. If it's non-past form, okay? So for example, iku, and then remember, iku, k and u, using u, I lies, right? So ku, ku, get rid of the u and adding I, so ki, so iki, and then adding mas, okay? Because you already changed the form, you don't need to worry about all the changes. You just need to add des, must, all that. So iku become ikimasu, and then ikimasu is the non-past form. Okay? Why I'm saying that not the present or the future form, but I use the sort of a negative way of saying this is non-past form, because you know what? This is not the past form. It's not like a ikimashita, right? It's not ikimashita, but rather is a non-past that it can either represent the present or the future. You know what? That really depends on the context, just like I told you before. Okay? So basically, like, ikimasu could mean that I will go, right? So if you want to go there, go to party tomorrow, something like that, you can say ikimasu. That means I will go in the future. Okay? And basically, you need to refer the context. So for example, like ashita, tomorrow, ashita, ikimasu. This definitely means that I will go tomorrow. Not you are going, we go now or something like that. But in English, the present form can also means that you do something like habitually, habitually. I think maybe that's the correct pronunciation. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not a native English speaker, so basically you can say that I do this as a hobby. Okay, as a habitually. I do that habitually. I think maybe that's the words. Okay, I will definitely look it up later. Okay, so basically you do that like I often go there, right? So of course you can also say ikimasu, exactly same thing. Okay, but have a different meaning. So if you got like a context, it's like I would go in the future. If it's just a just a routine, you can say like just the ikimasu. You don't need to change the form, which is brilliant. Okay, really depends on the context. Okay, hello, Amia. Hello, welcome. Yeah, just finished recording. So yeah. Hello. Got one. I got like a flash goal. What's that? Let me just pin it here. Okay, so if you just join the stream, I got like a flash goal here. Okay. I really appreciate it if you help me to achieve that. Okay, so I'm going to continue, and行きました。行きませんでした。Yeah. That's like a past tense. Okay. We talk about the present, right? The present or the future form of Japanese, and let's just get some of the words explained here. So what about the past tense? The past tense, really simple, is called mashita form. Okay, this form is used for the completed action, so the action already done in the past, and it's a very polite way of saying it. You use mashita. Okay. So for example, you can say like yesterday, like 昨日寿司を食べる. Remember, this is the plain form. Okay, we're going to discuss that later. But 昨日寿司を食べます. Polite form, but in the past. Okay, I already said 昨日. Okay, so 寿司を食べました. Right? 昨日寿司を食べました. I ate sushi yesterday. Okay? What about negative? In the past, really simple. ました in the past. Negative, ません. And then you can't just add した directly. でした. 昨日寿司を食べませんでした。Okay? And for example, I didn't do anything today. I don't feel like doing anything today. Right? So, yesterday, yeah, I want to make it even more complex. Like yesterday, I didn't do anything. Okay? To be honest, yesterday I got really busy. I met 4 or 5 clients yesterday and have like a 2 business meal with my client. So it's a really crazy schedule. That's the reason yesterday I didn't recall anything. So yeah, sorry about that. So, for example, 昨日 on the contrary, I'm going to give you an example. I didn't do anything yesterday, right? So, 昨日何もしませんでした。何も is like a negative. If you say 何も, it means that what is follow is that a negative. Like you didn't do anything. It's not like I do a lot of things, but rather I didn't do anything. So 昨日何もしませんでした。する right become しますしません past しませんでした okay hello I think Akash J Baby Night Tech. Hello, welcome to stream. Konnichiwa. Hello. Yeah. I'm going to continue to record. Sorry, I just saw you, so I pause a little bit. Yeah. So, 何もしませんでした。And, as promised, I said there's a form of plain form. Okay? So, yeah, just let me just quickly brief mention it. So, we sort of cover this word. So next time when I mention it, it will be like breeze. Okay, so plain form is the so-called dictionary form, as I mentioned before. So when you look up something in the Japanese dictionary, you're going to get this form. You won't get like a des mas form. Okay, you will get the plain forms, and sometimes it's called dictionary form because it's it's just literally whatever is written in a dictionary. So for example, like a 食べる, okay? Even though you might just hear like a 食べます, something like that, but you know what? You need to understand that if you like it ending with des mas and all that, and how to go that in a reverse order and make it back at the plain form. Because if you look things up, that's the, yeah, to be honest, that's the thing that I think is a little bit hard for you to say read a novel and learn Japanese, because if you like reading an English novel, right? You just tap it, and you can like get the context menu popping up. You can say dictionary, and I'm going to check things up, and they will definitely find something in the dictionary, but not going to happen if you read a Japanese novel. At least when I record this video, I didn't find at least like a perfect solution yet. So basically, if you like read a novel, it may be like a say 食べます. Okay, so basically, you can't just search for 食べます. Okay, if you just long hold, let me just give you like maybe this, the first kanji, or maybe the whole thing, and they say I can't find it. Okay, but yeah, you using your human brain, not just the AI tool, you should be able to like decompose this word like 食べます. You know that must, all that you need to single that out as a separate part. Okay, so basically it's a 食べ, and then you need to say, oh, this is just a 食べる, right? Not like a 食べる. It can't be something like this. Okay, so 食べる. Okay, and this 食べる is the plain form. It's that which is what we're going to find in dictionary, and then you search dictionary of the 食べる, and then you can find this dictionary form, like 行く, something like that. So basically, it's the plain present affirmative form that you're going to find in dictionary. Okay, let me say it again. I know it's a little bit hard. Let me say it again. Playing means that it's not polite. So yeah, if you want to understand something, you just get this and get like a contradicts the concept, so you got easy to understand. Like playing, polite. Okay, so if it's a playing, that means it's not polite form. It's not like a des must. So it's a playing, taberu, playing, not tabemasu. Okay, so it's a playing, and present. So what is present? It's not in the past. It's not tabemashita, right? Yeah, so it's not in the past. So you know what? Playing and present, not past. Playing, not polite, and affirmative. So it's like three things. Yes, playing, present, affirmative. So what do I mean by affirmative? It's not negative. It's not tabemasen deshita. Okay, it's tabemasu, and then it's not even tabemasu, but it's not polite. It's just taberu. Okay, playing, present, affirmative. Three things combined together. That's the word. That's the verb that you're going to find if you look up the dictionary. And you know what? That is also called playing form. Okay, playing form, or so-called dictionary form of the verb. So, for example, if you I don't want to go too deep into this because at this level, I strongly recommend that you just use this much. You don't learn this like a original. You just know that it exists. So, for example, like taberu, like in the past, like a tabeta, right? I'm not going to even write it down because I don't want to confuse you folks. Just trust me, right? At the first, like the first year or second year of you learn Japanese, don't just learn this like original form, like plain text form. Just this must, and you quickly pick things up, and you know that you gradually got that. You don't want to like offend someone. So it's like a quick tip: no input, no output. Okay. So yeah, just bear with me. Trust me, this method do works. Okay. Of course, I'll also quickly mention it. It's like a tapeta, like itta, something like that, something like that. Yeah, like a tabenai, right? This is just for casual speech. Of course, this kind of like plain form, do you have this like used cases, right? So dictionary form, the plain form do have the used cases like so for example you are using a casual speech, okay? You're chatting with your mate and you want to say something like that. Yeah, it's good. And the reason that another reason that I didn't mention is a little bit complex grammar pattern, and you got like a lot of stopping while pronounced. It's a little bit hard to pronounce. So yeah, we will learn this systematically. Trust me. If you are like preparing for N5 level, it's not going to bother. You don't need to bother that. At least you're going to learn more at N4 level. Okay, so just to use this mashita. Yeah, speaking politely. Ooh, that's the one session down. Hello Jackie. Hello Jackie. Hello Cassie. Hello Tati La Trailer. Hello. Welcome to stream. I just finished recording that session and yeah, just come to say hello. And drink my coffee. Drink my coffee. Okay, if you got like anything, want to join the chat, whatever, you're more than welcome to join the chat, and you can reply some email. Hello, Ranya, Ashi. Hello, welcome. Hello, I'm like drinking coffee and have a little bit of rest, and because I just finished recording certain sessions, This is like a behind the scene of me making my Japanese bootcamp. So I record, I talk to you folks, answer the questions, I get instant feedback. It's like a building public thing, and then record again. Yeah, let's do this together. Okay, so we talk about taberu, tabemas. So it's like a original form, plain form. Yeah, we didn't talk about like existence in Japanese. So it's like a to be or not to be. That's it. That's the question. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting topic. Let's get to it. Alright, to be or not to be. That's the problem, and that's the problem that we're going to solve at this video. Okay, so for example, to be is a talk about existence, right? And let's talk about existence in Japanese as well. So as I mentioned, we got like a des, mas, and all that. Okay, but this is not used for existence of objects or of people. Okay, you can't say that like something exists and then ending with this. Okay, but there's a specific thing that we use for like inanimate objects as well as living things. I know more concepts, but you know what? Learning is like that. You know, you got something, you learn something, you master it, and feel confident, and then you move forward and learn new things. Okay, that's the crazy thing and amazing thing that I love about learning new things. Okay, so hopefully you don't feel frustrated because once you just learn about like a master things and then something new pop up. Okay, so let's talk about the verb to be. Okay, existence. So for inanimate object, okay, we're going to use aru. So let me type it down. Aru. Aru is like the original form. It's like a plain form. It's like a dictionary form, as I just mentioned in my previous video. I just told you so, right? So aru, aru, and then you're going to change it to mas, right? So you know what? Aru also ending with lu. You might say, "Whoa, I know this." Aru, I got lu here. I got a lu. I get a mas. I get a real lu. I add a mas. As I mentioned, this is not going to work because it's the exception here. Yeah, unfortunately, an exception. So you can't just say aru and change that to amas. You can't do that. You can't do that. Come on, you can't do that. Because this you're going to change that to arimasu. Lu, li, ization, right? So basically lu like R and U, and it was you, e, arimasu. Okay? I don't know why. It's weird, but everyone's using it in Japan, so we have to follow. So aru, make it respectful, make it polite, become arimasu. Okay? And this is specifically for inanimate object. Okay? So for example, you can say there's a book on the desk. Tsukue. Tsukue is a typical word for desk. Okay? Tsukue no. Tsukue no ue. Tsukue is like a desk, right? No ue. So it's like the direction. Tsukue no ue, at the top of the tsukue of the desk. So in English, I think it's put something on the desk. Okay, but in Japanese, it's like tsukue no ue. It's like a desk and front at the top. Okay, tsukue no ue ni. We will talk about ni, and I already record like a multiple video about like the word ni, but yeah, just need to know that this is like for the position, right? 机の上に本 book. I mentioned this multiple times. Hon, like Nihon, right? Sometimes we say like Nippon, but hon, right? 机の上に本が Remember, hon. Come on. This is like a digital home, right? Digital home. But you know what? Digital home is still a home, right? I read like an ebook all the time, and I'm like a heavy reader. And what I love about it is like reading because we're getting lazy, okay? So read this book and the book's like play all this like audio, it's like audio book and highlight all these words, so you won't get distracted. Like it's amazing how technology nowadays can achieve. So let's continue. So for example, 机の上に本が is an inanimate object. Sorry. Oh, I nearly dropped my coffee. So sorry. I need to put my phone here. So 机の上に本が inanimate object. So use ある。本がある. But as I said, always use like this must respect the form. So you know what? ある become あります. So 机の上に本があります. Okay? As simple as that. There is a book. In English, it's like there is a book. There is a book on. Yeah, that's how funny it is. If you use English, it's just on the desk, okay? But in Japanese, it's like you just describe the situation here. So, 机の上に本があります. Let me just use this as another demonstration. So, just imagine. If you speak in English, it's like there is like you are the like antagonist. you are the 主人公. You're the main character. So there is a book on the desk. Okay? But if you're like using Japanese to say this, you say 机の上に本があります. Okay? So it's not like there is, but rather you're describing this thing, and this thing. Okay? This is the crazy thing about different language. 机の上に本があります. I remember home. Can home walk? Can home like have a life in it? Of course. Yeah, I know a lot of people maybe just click me and say, home have life in it, and you can like learn a lot of things, and they've got like a whole world building to the home, building to the book. But you know what? We're learning the language here, and for Japanese language perspective, the home is inanimate object. Okay, just like it's square, right? Like a window, like a door. Okay, so using ある make it more polite. あります not just あます not just ending with る and get rid of る and ます okay あります yeah. So 机の上に本があります. Ooh, that's pretty long. So Mia, hello. Mia Cybertrav, hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. Yeah, I'm just finished recording this session. Like I'm building my Japanese bootcamp. So recording, chatting with folks, answer questions, get instant feedback, doing the research, and hello, Cybertrav, hello, welcome to the stream. And then continue to record and build things. So today I want to stream for top 2 hours, and then I need to like start coding now because my main job is as a coder, okay, and yeah, so yeah. If you got any question, please join the chat, okay. So, hello Ruben Hernandez. Hello Ruben Hernandez. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm going to start recording now because we talk about like ある, and then we're all going to talk about like ある is for inanimate objects, and いる is for living things, not animated objects. But if you think about it, it's like living things is like animate. Anything that living is kind of moving, like cellular level is moving. Even though I know, yeah, I know if you think about, oh, what about trees? Trees not going to move, but yeah, cellular level they are kind of moving. Okay, and if you like wait for a pretty long time, is do move. So you know what, living things. Yeah, but yeah. But I think in Japanese language, trees still think it's a like inanimate object. Yeah, that's the funny thing about it. Yeah, I think I might as well need to mention that during my next recording. But first, coffee. Yeah. I think the animated objects have to be like really moving right now, not just a cellular level. So, yeah, don't get too pedantic about it. Okay, don't get too pedantic. I know a lot of people try to like find that the flaw of everyday speech. Okay, so let's continue. Alright, so next time, not next time, previous time, sorry, we talk about the aru for inanimate objects, like home, like square, like a door, like I don't know, mado, something like that, window. But what about for living things? We don't use aru, we use iru. Okay? So, remember, always use the polite form when you first start learning Japanese. So, instead of saying iru, you say, yeah, this is another tricky part, another what the heck part about learning Japanese. As I said, aru, you say, hey, and with lu, okay? You know what? And with lu, get rid of lu, animas. So easy, right? That's how we solve all this like verb problem. But you know what? You iolize like arimas. Okay, aru become arimas. Lu, r and u, get rid of the u and I. So li, arimas. Weird, huh? Oh, okay. So what about this iru for living things, right? You might think, oh, iru. Yeah, maybe you try to trick me, okay? So I know, irimasu, right? No, that's a crazy thing about Japanese. It's just imasu. Yeah, that's how weird Japanese is. Okay, aru become arimasu, but iru become imasu. How crazy is that? Okay, so you know what you have to do with this. So, for example, there are children in the park. Okay, so koen park. Ko is like a public and it's like a garden. Okay, so koen is like a public garden. Literally means public garden. How simple is that? This is like a really basic word you need to like quickly. I already mentioned that multiple times. And to be honest, I intentionally use that specific examples while you're at a certain level. As we move forward, I'm going to use more complex examples, complex words. Just want to quickly review and quickly trigger your memory. Right? So koen is public park for a specific place, right? And we're going to use ni. Koen ni. And then children. Kodomo. Right? Like tomodachi. Kodomo. Yeah, you made the connection. So kodomo is like children, not just one single kid, but rather a lot of kids, children, not just kid, right? It's children, right? So it's a lot of kids. Ko tomodachi, kodomo. So it's like a lot of children, right? Koen ni kodomo ga. So kodomo, come on, kids are like running all the time, right? Kodomo nga, it's a running animated object, living thing, so it's like iru. But change that to this must. So imasu. So 公園に子供がいます。たくさん。Yeah, so basically you are saying there are children in the park. But I want to guide you to look at the order of Japanese here. So 公園に子供がいます。Right? 子供がいます。You are describing the 公園, right? Describe this whole place. 公園に means the place, right? 子供 is like, oh, children. がいます exist, right? Like to be. But if you like using English, it's like there are, right? There exists some children, and then in the park, okay? So basically, you are like you see that's reversed things, right? But in Japanese, it's like in reverse. There's a desk, and desk on top of it, right? There is a home, and this home exists. So 机の上に本があります。Right? There are children, and then in the park, and then it's like 公園, the park, at the park, in the park, 公園に, and then children, 子供がいます. The children exist. So it's like completely reverse order. Okay? Yeah, that's the order, the difference that I need to pay special attention to. Whew, yeah. Hello, Jay. Welcome to the stream. Hanzo Vignetta. Hello, JT. Ruben. Anandis. Hello, welcome to the stream. I just finished recording. Okay, so I can... hello, Sir Random Peer. Hello, welcome to the stream. I just finished recording that certain session. And then it's time to chat with things. Okay, and of course drink my coffee. So every day I stream, I get this amount of coffee, right? And while I streaming, I drink all this coffee, and when I finish all the coffee, it's time to, finish stream and go to coding. My main job is a coder, so I have to go to coding. But it's always fun to have this side gig and chat with folks. Yeah, I think the verb section is we can just stop there, right? Because we did not talk about the negative, like there isn't. Yeah, I think I'll finish with there isn't, and then we're going to continue to talk about adjective like e adjective and na adjective and all that. Yeah, that'll be fun. But I want to add a little bit challenge. I want to test you whether you understand how to make things negative in Japanese. Okay? I'm going to start recording, but you can still join the chat, and after recording I will look at the chat and talk with folks. Okay? Because it's a behind the scene. Okay? I'm going to tap a little bit harder than me. Okay? And if you want to support me, please, help me achieve my a roses goal and tap a little bit hard so I get more visibility. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's continue. I want to quickly check my email. I got my email coming in. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's still. Well, I got like a delivery also sent to my way, so that's good. And I got the yeah, sorted. So yeah, fortunately, it's all sorted. Hello, Dex. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm just about to recording, so yeah, let's continue. And I'm going to test you folks a little bit. I love to add a little bit, interesting things so you can get more. Hi, Somya Death. Hello. 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 I don't know whether you are still there, okay, but hello anyway. And oh yeah, I think I'm like a live on my coding channel as well. Oh my gosh, sorry, I need to like not stream on my coding channel because it's do mess up with my with the algorithm. So sorry. Um. Okay, bye. I need to like close this coding channel. Oh my gosh. So sorry. Oh yeah. So let's continue. Okay. Oh yeah. I accidentally like. Hello, Susanna Rivas, and with her dual. Okay, how to pronounce this? With the dual. Whoa. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Welcome. With it over. It's a pretty tongue twister name. Okay, I'm definitely going to. Yeah, I'm gonna do something. Just wait for me. I think I accidentally do something wrong here, and I don't know why. I work as a programmer, so I think I accidentally like link this to my coding channel. To my coding channel. Oh my gosh. Okay. When is it today? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that, yeah. Let me just delete it. That's the reason. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Let me delete this. Sorry. Yeah, accidentally like stream at my coding channel. Sorry. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back here. Yeah, let's continue. I think I want to ask you folks a little bit questions in order to help you master this. Yeah, we talk about the affirmative side of things. What about the negative side of things? Okay, so for example, if you say something exists, you say imasu or arimasu. What about the negative form? Really simple. Come on, it's a must. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Okay, you can pause this and then think about this. 3, 2, 1. Even if you don't pause this, I already give you 3 seconds. Must. masen. Okay? Masen. Really simple. This is like a, I think this is like a rule here. No exception. Make an active, masen. Okay? So for example, let's look at 机の上に本があります。あります。And we're going to just become ありません. Sorry, just to get this. Okay? 机の上に本がありません. So it's like a notebook on the table. Okay? So 公園に子供がいます。いません。公園に子供がいません. So it's like they aren't. Okay? There are children. They aren't children in the park. So you just need to make like in English like they are and they aren't, right? In Japanese it's like imasu and imasen. Okay, you just need to change this must to masen. The whole thing becomes negative, and that's the reason why Japanese is a tricky language, because you have to listen all the way to the end of a sentence in order to know whether they are saying something affirmative or negative. Okay? 公園に子供が今 You don't even know whether they are children or they are not children. They aren't children. So 公園に子供がいます and then you know, oh, they are children. But 公園に子供がいません then there's like no children. How funny is that? Okay? So yeah, hopefully you can understand this. Really, really simple. There's a rule. Must, negative, mustn't. Okay? Must, mustn't. Must, mustn't. Really simple. Oh, that's really simple. That's simpler than I expected. So, hello, Socorro Matene. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just heading towards the adjective of Japanese here, like e adjective and na adjective. So yeah, let's take a look at the e adjective, because that's something that's pretty easy. I'm going to drink some coffee and then continue. By the way, you can join chats, and you can ask questions about the thing I'm recording, and just talk about anything. Okay, I'm pretty cool and chill guy. Alright, let's look at another very big chunk of Japanese language grammar. It's called adjective. And in Japanese, there are like a major two kind of adjective. One is called e adjective, the other is called na adjective. Okay? Let me just give you some examples. So for example, e adjective, let's start with e. So as the name suggests, it's ending with e. And I just mentioned about like a dictionary form. Okay? So dictionary form is that when you look at words in a dictionary, and then you're going to find this like original plain form. So for example, the adjective also got a dictionary form. So for example, if you say something like big, okay, it's used to describe something, okay, to give more information about something. That's the reason it's like an add to the adjective, okay, add that to the objective or subjective, okay, the adjective, okay, a little bit English grammar here. So for example, e adjective, or key. Or key. Or key. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Oh, it's sorry. Silly me. Oh my gosh, I must have a stroke. Oki. Okay? Oki. Oh. Ki. Okay? I must have a stroke or something. Oki. Like a big. Oki. Chisai. Okay? Oki. Oki. Big. And with a E. And it's classified as the E adjective. Okay? And you know what? If you look at dictionary, that's actually the dictionary form. Okay? So for example, another one, like you're happy, like tanoshi, right? Tanoshi. Okay? Tanoshi. Oki tanoshi. Tanoshi, fun, also end with E. And if you look at dictionary, that's the word that you can find. If you don't trust me, let's just search dictionary, alright? So if you're using Mac, there's a great functionality, right click. I'm left-handed, right? I'm left-handed, so I will use the left click, but just the secondary option, right? And then primary option to click it, or key. And then you know what? At a dictionary, you can actually find this or key, this original form, right? So for example, tanoshi, and then you can look at it. You know what? Dictionary form. Yeah, that's literally just a dictionary form. Look at dictionary, that's the form. And the great thing about the E adjective is that for the dictionary form itself is already end with the E. Okay? And then you can just use this directly to modify, say, nouns. And, sometimes you can even add this, as I said, Japanese is like sticky language. You can use it at the end of a sentence as a predicate. Okay? And, yeah, so basically, if you make it at the end, you don't need this. Okay? Of course, you can add this to show politeness, but grammatically speaking, if you just you can just drop it, right? You can just drop it to make it casual, right? Yeah, so it's like an optional addition that if you want to add politeness, you can add, but if you just dropped, grammatically it still works because it's used as a end of sentence as a predicate. Okay, let me just give you some example. I know grammar is boring. I love the examples here. So, for example, apple, lingo. Yeah, sometimes you can write this way. Sometimes you can write this way. Lingo. Yeah. Every time I type this emoji, it's kind of stuck. I don't know why. Lingo. Sometimes we write this way, like katakana. Sometimes we write it this way, lingo, using kanji. Okay? All means the same thing, apple. Okay? So lingo, you can say that this apple is of a certain color, right? So, akai. Okay? Akai is red. So you can say this apple is red. このリンゴは赤い. Okay? It's a typical present affirmative. And you know what? It's the end of sentences. And of course, you want to add a little bit politeness. Adding this. このリンゴは赤いです. This apple is red. Present affirmative. E as is. Okay? So E is red. E is red. Okay? And what about negative? Yeah, negative require a little bit learning, so I'm going to explain in detail in the next video. Woo, that's a lot. Accent magic. Hello. Yeah, let me rest a little bit because let's train for like 1 hour now. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to have a toilet break. And by the way, I'm still there, so if you want to like join the chat, please join, right? And I'll be back in a few minutes, hopefully. Boom, I'm gone. I'm back. I'm gone. I'm back. Drag the puzzle piece into place. Inactivity. Why do you think it's inactivity? I'm still there. I'm just drinking coffee. You can't expect me to like talk all the time, right? Can't expect me to like talk like this all the time. My throat will get like busted. I can't do that. Yeah, toilet break, and I'll be back soon. Boom. I'll be back. Back. I'm back. I'm back. Amazing. I'm back. And let's continue. Let's continue. Let me just adjust something. Hello, 7 key guy 8. Hello. So where were we? Oh, E. Hello, hey, Babu. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm just about start recording adjective in Japanese. So yeah, so the main camera is there. This is like a behind the scene. Hey, Jamie, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Test, welcome to the stream. Hello. Yeah, I just about to record the adjective. It's like I'm recording my Japanese bootcamp, but in public, right? So basically, I'm going to record this, and I'm going to like chat with folks. And yeah, I teach Japanese. Yes, I work as a programmer. Um, yeah, and this is like my side gig. Yeah. Also, I like to develop like a Japanese learning apps, so I can like doing this and doing the programming, something like that. So uh, normally I would just, oh, you're learning Japanese as well. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Um, so most of the time per day, I would like to stream for 1 or 2 hours, and then go back to my coding routine. Yeah. So yeah. And this is like behind the scene, so this is like main camera shooting that way, and like I record and then chat with folks, record, chat with folks, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm going to continue to record now. If you've got any questions, you got like a, yeah, you can just join the chat. ABJ. What's ABJ? Japanese as a second language or something like that? Okay, I'm going to research this. So what is ABJ? Oh, no. I'm like a not Japanese. I'll learn Japanese for like 20 years or so. So yeah, not ABJ definitely. But yeah, I work, as I said, I work as a programmer. My first job is like actually working the finance, and then work as a programmer, and then yeah, I really love the language of Japanese. So yeah, so I think why not just start teaching Japanese and build community and having fun, and also build products, build apps that help other people to learn Japanese. So yeah. Hello, Kostya. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. Yeah. So yeah. Where were we? We were talking about like e adjective. So yeah, I'm going to start recording now. So but feel free to join the chat. I'm going to definitely look at the chat, recording, look at chat, recording. Yeah. Thank you, Taz. Thank you. Yeah. This is like some experimental side gig that I did. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the support. Yeah, I'm going to start recording now. So yeah. So we talk about like e adjective and then na adjective. So we like go through the Japanese grammar points. Okay. All right. We talk about present affirmative e, right? このリンゴは赤いです。Right? This apple is red. So 赤い. Let me type it down. 赤い. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Why can't I type hiragana? Yeah, got it. 赤い. Right? Red. このリンゴは赤いです。So, as I said, you don't necessarily need to add this at the end of the sentence, but if you use the e adjective at the end of the sentence as a predicate, you don't need it. But if you want to show respect, you want to make it more polite, you can add this this. Okay? And let me test you how to make it negative. Right? This is like a positive one. このリンゴは赤いです. What about this apple is not red? Okay, how to make it negative? Remember, it's like present and affirmative, right? Affirmative means that this is, right? This apple is red. But what about it's not red? You want to say that it's not. Okay? Let me just give you another example. Right? So, このリンゴは赤い is ending with e, right? And then you're going to make it not. How to do that? How to do that? 9. Okay? That's how weird it is. Okay, so so basically you're going to change e and drop it and make it kunai. Okay? So you can sort of treat this as a changing e from e to ku and then add nai. Nai is like a negative. Okay? So yeah. Akai, akakunai. Okay? So e, get rid of e, and then change that to ku, and then add a nai. Yay, test, I just saw you, sorry. Lingo reminds me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just, I want to use like a simple words as an example. So I didn't like, there's a screen here, and I didn't actually write this like lingo as a kanji, but rather I used a katakana lingo. So quickly get an idea across. I think yeah, this is like N5 level, so try to avoid this kanji. Make it easy. Okay, the lingo. Hello, Andres Gales 009. Oh, that's a really long name. Okay, welcome to the stream. I'm going to I pause this so I have to like unpause it, continue recording. So that's a general rule of thumb. If there's an e adjective, drop e or replace e. If you're using drop e, it's like a drop e and add kunai. But I prefer to think of like a replace e as a ku, so you can connect to the negative nai. 何々ない赤くない right? So let me just give you another example so you can better practice. So for example, this is like a really expensive 高い okay? This is like a tall, and tall means that if this is like price is really tall, that means it's really expensive. So you got like a double meaning to it. 高い can also mean high, but also can also mean like expensive. But you can say, well, this is not expensive. 高い, you want to connect to 9, and then you just replace E with く, and then adding 9. Okay? 高くない. Okay? Means this is not expensive. You know what? As the end of the sentence as a predicate, you can also add this. So, 高くないんです. It's not expensive at all. Okay? Really simple. So, E adjective, replace E with く, and then adding 9. And then you can add like this, must, and all that. Ooh, that's all. Doesn't matter. Gonna catch you from there. You are proof indeed. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Tess. Bye. Thanks for the follow. Hi, bye. Yeah, I'm going to continue to record, okay? But thanks for joining the channel, for joining the live. Yeah, thank you. 高くない。楽しかったです。Past affirmative. Yeah, that's another section. Past affirmative. Past affirmative. 楽しかったです。楽しい。楽しかった。おいしい。Alright, let's make this even more difficult. Let's involve a little bit tense here. So we talk about like the past tense, and Japanese do not have the present or the future tense, just the past tense. Okay? So let's start with the past tense. It's a little bit weird because, as I said, if you use like the original form, you're going to use a little bit stop while you pronounce it. Right? So for example, right? So for example, おいしい, おいしい. Okay? A typical way of saying that this is delicious, this is yummy, right? おいしい. It was tasty. おいしい. But what about it was tasty, right? So for example, you had this meal like yesterday, and then it was tasty, it was yummy. So you don't say that this is おいしい because you are not experiencing this like really tasty right now, but rather you experienced that in the past, yesterday, as I said. So, おいしかった. Okay? That's really weird. Okay? おいし, adding with E. And general rule of thumb is that drop E, adding かった. Yeah. Either way, right? The E can't be left. You have to replace the E with a different thing, right? So for example, like present negative, also drop E or replace it with く, くない, right? For example, おいしい, おいしい, E, get rid of it, おいしかった. Okay? So, you can say it was tasty, おいしかったです. So, おいしかった past. Polite, this. You can always add this must at the end to show a little bit polite. But if you get rid of it, this doesn't mean that it's not correct, but rather it's just a more informal, more, chill. おいしかった. Okay? So, you can say おいしかったです. It was delicious. Past affirmative is not like a not おいしい, right? But what about like present negative, like おいしい? Present negative, how How to make it negative? Come on. Get rid of E. Become ku, LA9. Okay? 美味しくない。美味しくない means like not yummy, not tasty. Right now. And we're gonna go, yeah, I know. What about like a past negative? Yeah. I'm going to explain this in the next video because it's getting more and more complex. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't want to confuse you or discourage you because, yeah, this can get lots of, head scratching detail. Hi, Chris M. Hi, Fire. Okay. Welcome. And because, yeah, learn Japanese, you gotta deal with all sort of changes in different scenario, and you have to memorizing a lot of like rules. But I think the general thumb is that you just know that the rule exists, and then you just practice a lot, and then it will suddenly make sense. Okay, just coming out naturally. So 美味しくない is like a negative, present negative. 美味しかったです like past affirmative. Right. Okay, as promised. What about past negative? Okay, 美味しい in the past, 美味しかった but it's affirmative. What about in the past but it's negative, past negative? So let's start with 美味しい okay? Present affirmative. Right? Present affirmative. 美味しい not 美味しくない 美味しくない means that present negative. Okay? But what about past but also affirmative? 美味しかった美味しかったです 美味しかった we have to like stop a little bit here. 美味しかったかった美味しかったです It was tasty. But what about past and negative? Okay? First, let's make it a little bit past. 美味しかった Okay? But that's just in the past. But what about you may make it negative, so 美味しくない But there's like no way of saying that 美味しくないかった Okay? So we have to make a little bit short and abbreviation. 美味しくなかった Okay? So basically make a ku and なかった So 美味しい美味しくない美味しくなかった I know, it's crazy. You change, you add, you make it flip it, and then you make it in the past. Come on, 美味しい You change it to negative. 美味しくない Right? And then 美味しくない become in the past. 美味しくなかった You even got a stop here. Not 美味しくなかった but 美味しくなかった美味しくなかったなかった Stop and then た美味しくなかった Right, oh my gosh. Crazy, huh? 美味しくなかった美味しくなかった So basically, dropping E, if you have to memorize this, hard code in your brain, if there's like an E adjective, adding with E, dropping E, and make it くなかった So for example, 寒い寒い Really cold. And 寒くなかった That is, it was not cold. And then you know what? We can even make it polite. Come on, let's just practice this. 寒くなかったです Okay? It was not cold. Okay? You can always add this after all these forms in a polite speech. And you know what? Sometimes if you got like a negative and then you get in the past, you may think, well, like it's already pretty long. Do I need to add this? But you can do that to make it polite. Yeah, and of course, as I said, you can like using this must to make this negative as well. So like a 高くないんで. Of course, as I said, to make this 高くありません. So it's like ありません is another just another polite negative form. So basically you saying something ある and then you are going to negative this ある. So あるありません. Okay? And then you can like make it like in the past like 高くありませんでした. Yeah, either way it is okay, but I don't want to confuse you folks. So basically we just need to know this like e adjective. You can make it first present affirmative e as it is. You can add this must at the end. You can make it present negative, right? You can make it present negative by dropping e negative and then kunai, right? Takakunai. And of course adding this 高くないんです, right? So it's not takai, 高くないんです. It's not expensive, right? And of course you can make it past affirmative, right? In the past, but also affirm, right? 美味しい, 美味しかったです. Like basically it's like 美味しかった and then 美味しかったです. Okay? Yeah, and of course like past affirmative, right? So 美味しかった, 美味しかったです. And then past negative, like 寒い, 寒くない, right? 寒くなかったです. Okay? Yeah. So I know it's a little bit mouthful, but I think it's kind of no exception, right? All this I'm explaining is no exception. So I think you can cover like 90% of the e adjective in Japanese by using this rule. So we are constantly going to practice and going to give you tons of examples. So don't worry, don't get like it say, oh, that's too daunting. Doesn't really matter. Okay, you're going to master it. And yeah, that's the basic rule about e adjective. And let's continue. Woo! Alright, yeah, hey AJ, thanks for the like. Hello. Hey AJ. Hello. Yeah, I just finished recording and so I'm like recording, talk to you folks, recording, thanks to folks. Thanks for the like. Yeah, I'm going to drink some coffee. So basically I work as a programmer and I use this like teaching Japanese for fun and chat with folks. And I'm building a Japanese bootcamp, and so I work as a programmer, so I love build everything in public, like open source sort of thing. So this is like bootcamp, like this main camera, that way. So I'm like a shooting camera, this is behind scene, and then talk to folks. I was trying to find something to help me learn Japanese. Well, I think the best way to learn Japanese is go to YouTube and you create like a brand new channel, a brand new account. You go to YouTube and just don't click any English material and just click the first Japanese material and then like watch it and then there's like a recommendations section and click and then this channel is going to be yeah, the whole Japanese. And you know what, a lot of Japanese people, YouTubers, are like really good because they like caption everything, like hard bake it into their video. So I know that YouTube got like a auto caption, but especially like language like Japanese, the functionality is not good enough. So sometimes they give you like erroneous caption, but if you got like some, yeah, thank you for the follow, thank you. And yeah, so So you can actually see their like the creators YouTubers like hard baked Japanese on the screen, and yeah, yeah. Good night, good night. Thank you for the follow. Yeah. So yeah, basically, I think that's a very best way to learn things and learn more casual and a native way. Yeah. おやすみなさい。おやすみなさい。Bye. Have a good night. Alright, let's continue to record. And yeah, E adjective. And then na adjective. Alright, we talk about E adjective. But what about another big chunk of adjectives called na adjective? So this sort of adjective is a little bit tricky because we can modify different things by adding na and then become adjective. And yeah, but you just need to know this. But just bear with me, okay? This is a little bit complex. So basically, if you find some like words, especially like nouns in Japanese, and you using that noun and you adding na, sometimes, not most of the time, right? So sometimes you can make it na adjective. So become sort of a noun, become an adjective. That's brilliant. Okay, so yeah, and all these adjectives typically don't end with the E adjective. If they end with E, is a very typical adjective, but this is like a modification of a certain noun and then make an adjective. Okay, and sometimes it's not so obvious. Okay, so a lot of mistakes if you're like taking the Japanese level exam, right? A lot of tricky questions actually come from this because yeah, this is a really hard part as I said. But you don't need to worry about that if you're just reaching the N5 level. Just to, just to push forward. Okay, so na adjective, and so when modifying the noun directly, you just need to add the na behind the adjective and the noun. As simple as that. Okay? And of course, if you like it can also be, this is like an adjective you can use as a predicate, right? So you can use it like a noun plus this for copula. Okay? I know a lot of jargon. I don't like jargon as well, so let's use examples to quickly make the point. So, for example, we want to say, this is a really quiet room. Here is like a room, right? Room is a noun, okay? So you want to use adjective to add more information to the noun. So we want to say it's quiet. So quiet is a typical adjective in Japanese. So shizuka. Shizuka. But you don't normally just use shizuka and here. You need to make an adjective, okay? So this is a typical na adjective. So shizukana here. A quiet room. This is a typical modification of noun. Let me show you. So shizuka. Let me just look it up. Okay? Shizuka. Shizuka. Shizukana here. Okay? Shizukana. Keiyoshi. Okay? And what about negative? Let's look at a negative. So, for example, you say this is like not quiet room. So, この部屋は静か。 な部屋。静かではありません。I know. I know. この部屋、静かではありません。この部屋、お部屋は normally we can like omit things. So この部屋、静かではありません。Or we can even like 静かじゃではありません。We can like make it 静かじゃない。Yeah, we got like tons of a way of doing this. So so that's the reason that I think it's a little bit too much of information. But just hear me out, okay? I know it's a little bit hard. So basically, 静かな部屋, right? 静かな部屋, a quiet room. 静か plus な plus 部屋, 静かな部屋. And then, this is like a modified noun, right? And then, you can make this a predicate and also polite. So this is like a typical noun. Let me just write this down. I know this is a little bit hard, so let me just break it down for you. So we change multiple format at a very short time. So let me write it down. 静かな部屋 is a modified noun, right? 静か plus な 静か right? Plus な plus a noun, right? 飯静か plus な plus 飯静かな become a na adjective. Okay? This is a very typical way. 静かな部屋. But you can use this as a predicate. So basically, it's just a fancy way of saying that this is like put this at the end. 静かな部屋. Then you can say この部屋 or just 部屋. I don't want to like add more things. Let me just say 部屋. Okay? But normally it's like この部屋, その部屋, something like that. But it's just 部屋. 部屋は静かです. So this is a typical predicate. And I also want it polite, so add です. 部屋は静かです. 静かです. Predicate. At the end, the room is quiet. A quiet room. This is like a quiet room. 静かな部屋. Quiet room. And this is like this room. The room is quiet. It's not this room. If you want this room, you can say この部屋は静かです. Adding that, make it polite. So この部屋は静かです. Okay? The room is quiet. And then you're going to make it like a negative. Okay? この部屋は静かではあり静かではある and then ありません. I know it's a mouthful, but you can sort of hard code this です and then ではありません. Okay? I know it's just like a negative. Why is like a all sort of thing jumping out stick at the end? I know, but you don't need to like read this aloud every hiragana, right? You don't need to say この部屋は静かです and then この部屋は静かではありません ありません something like that. You don't need to like pronounce everything. You just say この部屋は静かですこの部屋は静かではありませんありません like sort of like a ごまかす okay? It's just quickly you're like おはようございます and then it's like right? It's like justごまかす just to quickly get things down. So この部屋は静かではありません you got that feeling? Okay? So don't get scared away by a lot of like syllables to it. Like ではありません like ではありませんありません You got that feeling? So この部屋は静かではありません静かではありません Okay? Negative. And casually, you can just make this では like この部屋は静か 静かじゃ。じゃ means では. Okay? It's like a really used a lot in like a spoken Japanese. So for example, you want like get like a really polite is では. Then you get adding things like では何々 this something like that. But normally like a more spoken is like じゃ. It's like では and then you're adding things. So この部屋は静かじゃ. And then ありません. You can say 静かじゃない. Okay? This is like really spoken Japanese. この部屋は静かじゃない. Like this room is not quiet. And you know what? If you just say this and they say, oh, I forgot to make it polite. Okay, I know. Sometimes you just like, that's the reason why I say like don't just learn this like original dictionary form, because you might think, oh, maybe, oh, this is like a person I should like show respect, but this is like not a correct way of saying things. So you know what? You can actually fix this. So この部屋は静かじゃない. This yeah, actually you can do that. That's how amazing Japanese is. この部屋は静かじゃない. This. Okay? Stick your language. Stick that to the end. You're good to go. Okay? So basically, if you already know what you're going to say, and you want to make it polite, so you can say この部屋は静かではありません. この部屋は静かじゃありません. You can では you can sort of make it じゃあこの部屋は静かじゃありません. But you can say この部屋は静かじゃない. 静かじゃないです. Adding this doesn't hurt. Okay? Always make it polite. So yeah, I know. It's a lot. So that's the reason I broke it down for you. So basically, you get the predicate polite form. 部屋はこの部屋は静かです. And then you can make it negative polite. この部屋は静かではありません. And then you can make it more spoken, and then also you can play around with this, right? So この部屋は静かじゃないです. この部屋は静かじゃないんです. Yeah. Or it's pretty casual, but adding this make it polite. Okay? That's the predicated polite, negative polite. Okay? Oh, I know. It's a little bit tiring for me to explain things like this, because it's hard. I'm going to give you my pat and back and give me some like it myself. Yeah. Ooh, I'm going to rest a little bit. Oh my gosh, just how long? Oh, I need to like stream for 10 minutes. I'm going to out of here. Okay, I got like a dangerously long, and I got coding. I got coding work to do. So yeah, sorry about that. And I think I will just finish with the na adjective, and then so I think tomorrow we're going to go to the like a degree word, like とても something like that. But yeah, maybe today I will try to apply for the life like the live privilege. Hopefully I can like use my computer to do this, and then I want to chill and want to play like Japanese games, and yeah, we can hang out together. Okay. So let's check my coffee. Yeah, that's nearly done, which is good. Okay. So yeah. Alright. I know it's already pretty hard, but I want to make it even harder for you. Because there's also a past polite way and past casual way of saying things. Okay? So, for example, you can say Shizuka. Let me just get rid of the here, right? Shizuka. Shizuka. Past. Shizuka deshita. Right? Shizuka deshita. In the past. So that means was quiet. Not just quiet. Was quiet. Shizuka deshita. Remember, deshita is like des. Shizuka desu. Shizuka deshita. Okay? So it's a still polite way, but in the past. So it's a past polite. Okay? Shizuka deshita. What about in the past, but it's a negative? Like was not quite at all. Like previous night is not quite night at all, right? So how to say that? Shizuka deshita. Shizukaでは negative ありません. This is like ありません. It's like right present but a negative. 静かではありません. Then it's in the past, right? 静かではありませんでした. Oh my gosh. How long? This long? Just to represent the negative in the past. Okay? In English, it's like not quite. Okay? Was not quite. But in Japanese, it's like Shizuka, quiet. ではありません negative. でした in the past. Oh my gosh. 静かではありませんでした. Okay, it's a tongue twister, I know. Let's do that again. 静かではありませんでした. Yeah. 静かではありませんでした. So like you can make it like a chunk, right? So 静かではありませんでした. 静かではありませんでした. So all this just to sort of modify the meaning of 静か, of quiet. So general rule of thumb, if you encounter something in Japanese, especially Japanese grammar, you got like a pretty long stick things for modifications, stick it at the end of something. You're going to read it pretty fast to make it really, really natural, really normal, not like a foreigner, right? So you don't need to read like a 静かではありませんでした. You don't need to do that. You don't need to stress a lot of the things to this modification. You just need to say 静かではありませんでした. Right? So 静かではありませんでした. Okay? 2 chunk, 3 chunk, and then it's done. Okay? That's the past. Past, but past polite, and then past negative, okay, but also polite. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful. That's a tongue twister. So that's a lot of things. Yeah, I'm going to add the past casual. Yeah, always start with this must. What about casual? Let's talk about casual, right? If it is past and polite, 静かでした, right? This become でした. 静かです, 静かでした, right? Past polite, what about past casual? 静か and then だった. I know, another new language point, another stop here. 静かだった. It was quiet. So arguably, I think the the casual way of speaking Japanese is a little bit hard, to be honest. Especially if you learn this as a foreign language. 静かだった it'll become really hard for you to pronounce. Come on, 静かでした。静かだった。静かだった。Come on. That's a little bit hard, huh? 静かだった。And this is just a casual way of saying it was quiet. Past and casual. 静かだった。Let's look at another thing. So, for example, it was not quiet, like a negative past polite. So, 静かではありません。past でした。静か quiet ではありません。not quiet でした in the past. So, was not quiet. What about a casual way? 静かじゃあでは become じゃあ right? 静かでは right? 静かでは静かじゃ静かじゃありませんでした静かじゃだった remember? 静かじゃなかった okay? だった become なかった another stop here. So that's a tricky part. 静かではなかった and then you become では become じゃ because you are using like a なかった you don't need to like make it like a では静かではなかった yeah technically it's okay but things already make it like a really informal really spoken why not just become じゃ静かじゃなかった okay 静かじゃなかった静かじゃなかった okay I know it wasn't quiet right just like this and this very casual affirmative だった in the past 静かじゃなかった静かじゃない right 静かじゃない and then in the past 静かじゃなかった I know it's hard I know it's not even you think it's hard you know to explain this and make it organized is hard for me as well so that's the reason my suggestion is don't worry about all this like casual way of speaking right you don't need to worry about this sorry this is like a this and this all this stopping and casual way of speaking just get rid of it right so that's a lot of job down right so you can avoid a lot of hassle just use this much and also avoid the disrespect problem and then I will add gradually and you can master it gradually as well. So don't push yourself too hard. Okay? It is hard, got tons of rules to follow, and it's a huge part of adjective that you need to master in order to learn Japanese. So, yeah. Ooh, that's a lot. As I say, this is like a painful to explain because it's just too much of things. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is to end of today's stream, and if anyone's watching, if you got like any more questions, please, this is the last chance today to join the chat. And if nobody joined the chat, I'll wait for like 2 minutes, okay? And then I'm out of here. I got another thing to do, okay? So yeah. So So okay. No question. I'm going to stop the stream. Thank you so much for joining the stream, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And so you will find me. I will try my best to stream every day, but I got like extremely busy sometimes, so I will like to stop for a few days. But most of the time I like to stream every day, and I'm about to have a vacation. Like like 15 days from now maybe so yeah, maybe that time I'm going to have approximately like 20 days break, and then I'll be back and continue to stream. But before that, I think half a month, like 20 days, I will continue to daily routine of streaming. So yeah, that's the plan. And yeah, I'm going to end stream. Thank you so much for joining